Now, a lot of people get to and ask me the question, right, of how did you do $500,000 as a brand new agent in your first full year in the business, right? How'd you do in your first 6 months, half a year? How'd you do 250,000? How about in the first 18 months, how'd you go out and do 750,000? Well, there's a rhythm, right? There's a ritual, there's a routine that has to be put in place. I'm gonna be talking about exactly how you can go out and write $500,000 in a month. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I'm not special. I was willing to do above average activity, and you're going to expect to do above average activity. You're going to have to expect to go out and outwork the rest of them, do a little bit more than everybody else is willing to do in order to be able to have the results that only a few of us have, right? And I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. And so what's going to be super important, I hinted at it, is getting a routine, right? My routine is everything for me. It doesn't matter what day I do it on. Right? A routine is different from a schedule. A schedule is I got to do this at a specific time and a specific day. What I'm saying is I've got to have a routine, right? I know that my routine has to be able to set me up for a successful week, which for me, I'm shooting for $10,000 a week every week, and that gives me 2 weeks off, right? Let's say I take a little bit more off, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But let's say I take a little bit more than 2 weeks off, and I still come up with that 500,000. That's what my routine is built on. Right, I want to be able to have me some time to me. I want to be able to vacation and enjoy my life a little bit, right? I want to get some sleep. I know we're team no sleep, but I want to get some sleep, right? How do I go out and do 500,000? And so the first thing that I would say is super important is to understand that you're going to have some prospecting time. Whether you're dialing leads, which I hope you are, but if you're only doing some more market, maybe it's generating enough income for you, or you know you're really good at it, you get enough leads just on your own, do that. But the important thing is that you're spending 8 hours on the phone, right? 8 hours on the phone every single week. What that 8 hours should yield you, because I know I'm looking for 15 to 20 appointments. So I want to schedule somewhere between 15 to 20 appointments on the phone every single week. And so what's that look like, right? That looks like 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, whatever day I'm dialing, that I'm dialing. I'm hammering down on the phone, I'm getting resolution on my leads, I'm booking the majority of my appointments in that first 4 hours that I'm dialing, right? The other 4 hours are for the difficult ones to get a hold of. Maybe I had to call them a little bit more. That's what that other 4 hours is for. So maybe day 2, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, right? Or day 2, 2 hours. And then day 3, 2 hours. However you want to work it out, 8 hours on the phone every single week. You want to book yourself 15 to 20 appointments on a consistent basis. You might get lucky, and beat those numbers sometimes and get it done in 4 hours. That's fine, right? If you get it, that's fine. But book your 15 to 20 appointments on the phone. Now, outside of that 15 to 20 appointments and that 8 hours on the phone, I need to expect to spend 8 hours door knocking. So 8 hours door knocking, right? What that's gonna do is, if I divide that up 3 days a week, 2.5 hours a day, right? Or 2 hours and 45 minutes a day, or I do it in 4 days, and I spend me 2 hours of my day when I'm got no-showed on an appointment, or when somebody called me and said I need a reschedule, instead of me going and getting some lunch, I spend that time going through and door knocking my leads. I'm gonna guarantee myself that I'm gonna pick up an extra 2 apps a week door knocking leads. Why that 2 hours, right? Well, because I'm gonna knock on 1 or 2 doors that they ain't home, or it's not the right time for them and they're busy or leaving the house or whatever. But I'm gonna find me one person that I can sit down with and I can do, potentially do an application with. I do that 4 days a week and find one person, 50% closing ratio. I'm gonna have 2 apps a week that I'm gonna write just from door knocking, right? And so 8 hours door knocking, 2 apps, right there I can count on per week, right? We'll do the math on that here in a little bit. Now, outside of that, I've got to understand now I've got my 15 to 20 appointments. I'm not going to sit down with everybody. That's why I know I've got some door knocking time. Let's say I sit down with 75% of those people. And so if I'm booking myself 15 to 20 appointments, then I should be able to sit down with 10 to 13 of those people. So I'm going to sit down 10 to 13 times, right? There again, 50% closing ratio, I'm gonna close about 7. Let's just say I get 7 applications because I closed 6 of the homes that I sat down with, or 6.5 of the homes that I sat down with. And let's just say I only took on average 1.25 applications per home. And so I'm gonna come up with that 7 applications number. 7 applications per week from the appointments that I booked, that I sat down with, right? Now, from the door knocking, I've got myself another 2 apps a week. So I've got 2 apps from door knocking, 7 apps from on the phone, got myself 9 apps for the week, right? 9 apps. Now that I've got 9 apps, let's talk about numbers, right? So what does that mean? So 9 applications, if you're working some final expense and some mortgage protection, some term, those numbers could be a little bit different, but let's say you're working a mix of all of them. I found that number is about $90 a month on average per application. So $90 per month in annual premium, or in premium, is going to give us an annual premium of about $1,080. $1,080 on each of those applications times 9. That's going to give us somewhere over $10,720 in annual premium, right? And so now I've got my $10,000 a week. Here's the reason why I say you can take some extra off, because you'll find that you've only got to work 47 weeks out of the year. That gives you 5 weeks to vacation, 5 weeks to take some time off, 5 weeks to do what you want to do, reward yourself from this hard work that you're putting in on the 47. And you're going to come up with right around $503,000 in annual premium for the year, right? Now, what's that really mean, right? Because we talk about this annual premium number, but does that mean that that's the amount of money that I made? Well, you've got to keep business on the books. You got to make sure it's sticky, right? I'm just going to say my goal. My goal is 75%. 75% of my business to stay on the books, right? And so if I did $503,000 and 75% of it stayed on the books, that means $400,000 stayed on the books, and that's what I got paid on, right? I'm telling you, if you'll follow the recipe, you want to go out and do $1 million? Look, I'm showing you how to go out and do $1 million, right? If you want to go out and do $2 million on your own, I'm showing you how to go out and do $2 million. It's got to be willing to do what it takes. You've got to have a routine that we know at the end of the day, I've got to work my 15 to 20 appointments. I've got to book those every single week. I've got to spend that time on the phone. Here's the cool thing about that. I know I sat down out of 15 of those appointments or 20 of those appointments with 10 to 13 people, right? 10 to 13 people. On average, I'm gonna spend an hour, hour and a half maybe in the home. Maybe, so let's just say I'm gonna spend an hour and a half in the home. So we got 20 hours that we are actually in the field, running some appointments out of my 15 to 20. That means 20 hours, I'm gonna have 8 hours there that I'm on the phone. I've got another 8 hours that I'm door knocking. That means 36 hours. People, less than most people work at a full-time job, 36 hours in a week that it's gonna take me to go out and do $10,000 in APV for the week. If I go out and do that 47 weeks, right? Religiously, over and over, I'm doing the same activities. Your numbers may be a little bit different, right? Maybe your $70 a month in annual premium is your average, not 90. Well, do the math on that. How many more applications do you need? Is that 2? Is that 3 more applications? Whatever it takes to get you to that number. Maybe it's a lot higher. Maybe you're saying, Jeremy, man, I don't have to work as much because my applications are bigger. That's fine. Know your numbers, but this is going to be really important for you to have a routine to put together that you know every single week I'm going to go out and do my part. I'm going to go out and do my $10,000. I'm going to go out and start to build my dreams. What I'm saying to you is if you'll take this information and you'll develop yourself a plan around this concept, you will go out and do $500,000 in a year. You will be able to go out and earn an income of $400,000 in issued business. I'm telling you that it is possible. If it happened for me, you can do it as well.